Hey, we're doing some U-joints today. We got the rear wheels lifted off the ground, cars in neutral, truck. And this is what you need. Little pry bar, a long screwdriver, hammer, 11mm wrench. So, we're gonna turn this drive shaft a little bit. We're gonna put our 11mm right on there. We got 4 bolts in the back. And put a pry bar or a screwdriver right there so it doesn't turn. And break these nuts loose. I already broke one free. Now if they feel like they're gonna snap, you're gonna wanna spray them down or heat them or something. Once they break free, they're coming out really easily. So once we get these 4 off, we use that little hammer real gently to tap the drive shaft out of place of the yoke or pry bar. And then on the other side, it will just slide right out of there. You might want an oil pan on the ground in case some fluid comes out of that transfer case. Alright, so I'm going to get the drive shaft out and we'll show you how to change these U-joints. Alright. Got her out of there. She was in there good. So I got PB blaster plate sprayed down everywhere. Next thing we want to do is take these clips out. We're going to squeeze those together and pop it out. A lot of times they're rusted in the groove, so you might have to use a hammer and a flathead screwdriver to get them loose. We're going to go ahead and take all the clips out right here. We've got our drive shaft set up here in the shop press. Bada boom, there's the other end. You could use a ball joint press to do this. You can rent those at any part store really. You can also use a bench vise to do this. I have a video in my car repair tips list replacing U-joints with bench vise. But anyways, I've got a big socket set in the middle. That way that U-joint can fall through the middle of that big socket. I had to put that plate down because it wouldn't balance on there. So then we're just gonna press this U-joint out. And it takes some pressure. I mean, with how hard those U-joints came out of that yoke, I assume those U-joints are in there pretty good. Ooh, there goes the other socket I was using. All right, so just press free. So right down here at the bottom, we're gonna press it until that U-joint is down at the bottom. We don't want to gouge the aluminum, so you don't want to press it too far. There she goes. And right there is where we want it. I'll flip it over. And that was not good. The whole cap shattered in there. These have been replaced before, and I wonder if somebody did something to them. I don't know. But now we're gonna press this guy out, out this way. I'm gonna spray down that cap some more. We want the cap. See that cap? We want that cap to rise above this, and then we'll lock onto it with some vice grips and spin it and pull it out. That way the cap's gone, and all you're gonna have on the other end is this thin piece. And once both sides are like that, you can slide it out of these ears. And that's what we're gonna do. All right, so we pressed it back the other way, and this cap came out the way we want it to. I spun it with my vice grips to get her spinning. And let's see, I can't pull it out with my hands. see here. I gotta loosen these vice grips a little bit. Let's see here. Come on, vice grips, work with me. Oh, it's coming. Low battery. Cool. And I sprayed a bunch of PB Blaster in there. There we go. Now she's out. There we go. There we go. See, just the top of the cap busted off of that one. So I'm lucky it came out easy. So now we can take the clips off of these two sides and start pressing this out of the yoke. That's how you get them out. Take both caps off. I'll be back for installation. All right, we're all set up. We got the old U-joint out. Now we got the new U-joint in. You're gonna take the bearing caps off all the way around. And then we're gonna put the bearing cap in from the outside on this guy, and then slide the U-joint in through the ears with the caps off. Make sure all those needle bearings stay in place on the bearing cap. Slide it in. And then we're gonna put the cap in the top carefully, and we're just gonna nice and straightly start pressing this down. Now we want this to line up with those bearings. So we're gonna go nice and slow. Might take it out, who knows? Just gonna get her started. All right, that's good. Don't do that. Don't drop it. See, everything's tougher filming with one hand. All right, we slide nice and easy between the two. That means we're lined up with our bearings. Go bottoms all the way out that side, all the way that side. None of the bearings fell to the side. So that means we can press it the rest of the way in. Like I said, you can do this with a bench vise, using that as a press, or a ball joint press. Now all we're gonna do is take a small socket, press down on that cap till the lines for the C-clip show. Pop the C-clip in, flip it over, press that down till the lines for the groove for the C-clips show. Put that C-clip in, and then this side's installed. Make sure, if you have a grease cert one, a good U-joint, that you can line up the new U-joint together with these, and make sure it's in a greasable position. And also, there's a lot of options for these trucks, so make sure you get the right U-joint. Sometimes the bearing cap will be smaller on one than the other. God, this guy's wobbly. Sometimes the bearing cap will be smaller. This one, the caps are the same size, the U-joint. It could fit in whichever way. But for some models, the cap that goes to the drive shaft will be bigger or smaller than the one that goes to the yoke. Make sure you measure things out. Put the bearing caps in the right side of the yoke and the drive shaft. But that's how you press them in. And then we're just gonna put a little bit of grease inside the teeth to help it slide on easier into the transfer case. Slide it into the transfer case, then line up the bearing caps with where they fit in on the rear yoke, and tighten down those U-joint clamps. And that'll do it. Thanks for watching.